I've seen people who break off from relationship, and at the end of the day, they start getting some responses that are very negative from the other person they left. Yeah, so it's very, very important that you pay close attention to this teaching. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be sharing with you on how to successfully detach emotionally from someone you have a relationship with without hurting the other person. Like, all of a sudden you just discover that this relationship is not for you, or maybe this person doesn't fit in into your life perfectly well. Now, I like to say this, that you started a relationship with someone does not mean that the person is just perfect for you, or that you're going to end with that person. Some people make that mistake, maybe because you dated the person for like just 1 year or few months. You just be like, you've committed yourself to this person, or maybe you've made promises, and because of it, you wouldn't want to break up from that relationship, even after you found out that both of you are not compatible. Now, the purpose of relationship is to get information. It's very important. Some people go into courtship, into relationship, and they feel like they are stuck inside of it. They feel like they can't come out again because they've committed so much, they've given in so much into the relationship, and they feel like because I've said yes to this person, I can't just go back. I've committed myself. Relationship is not marriage, is one thing to know. So when you are courting someone, when you are dating someone, when you are in a relationship with someone, it is good for you to understand that the purpose of courtship, relationship, or dating, whichever name you may mention it, it's just to gather information. The purpose of courtship, relationship, dating is just to get to know the person better. You just want to know this person better so that you will finally decide whether or not to continue with this person, to the next level called marriage. Yes. So if there's absolutely nothing wrong for you to decide to quit a relationship or to give up on a relationship at a point ever before marriage happens. Yes, because you've gathered your information, you'll be able to tell whether or not this relationship is good for you. Now, I know some people take advantage of their partner in relationship. Yes, that do happen. Now, but for you to fall in the category of the kind of people I want to talk about, which are people who have actually come to that place of discovering that indeed I can't work with this person, not because I don't want to, but the fact that I'm not compatible with this person, or maybe this person is not aligning to the will of God for me, or my purpose, or what I want to do in life. Yeah, these are the people I want to address on how to detach from such relationship without hurting the other person, because I've actually seen a lot of damages that people has caused others just because a relationship was not properly broken up from, like it wasn't done the right way. You might leave someone and the person just left and the person has gone, and you don't know that some of these people you left, some of them have this hurt, they harbor unforgiveness in them, and if care is not taken, you see them retaliating. I have that experience with an aunt of mine. An aunt, like I have an aunt who died of this kind of situation. Like seriously, it wasn't funny at all. The husband was the person who dated a woman when he was still single. He promised her that he was going to get married to her, but unfortunately to him, he felt that when he saw my aunt, that he fell in love with my aunt and preferred her over the other woman, and that was it. He had to tell the woman that he was getting married to my aunt, and that was the end of the relationship, not knowing that the woman wasn't comfortable with the whole thing and all that. And later, my aunt actually started having some issues with her babies. She would give birth and the child would die. She kept on giving. She had like two kids, and they died. She was thinking it was a medical issue until she came to realize when the third one actually died. she'll give it to her baby and it won't be long, the baby will die. She checked herself, she had to go to the hospital with the husband and everything. And thinking it was medical issue, they were still trying to figure out what the problem was. But it was after the third child died that I think she had to go extra mile by going to the church, reporting her issues to pastors, and they started praying. And by God's grace, it was finally discovered that it was someone who was behind the whole issue. And when the woman was fished out, she confessed that she wasn't happy the way the husband, which was my aunt's husband, dumped her. Like, promised her that he was going to marry her, and at the end of the day, he didn't marry her again, and she couldn't bear it. She went extra mile and wanted to spoil the marriage. She was ready to do anything to just, hurt the guy and the family and the wife as well. She wasn't just happy; she was so bitter in her heart. And such person is also married to someone else. And also, some years back, a news came up on Facebook where a lady wanted to break off from a relationship, and she thought that it was all about telling the guy, I don't want again, or I'm done with you, or I'm tired of this relationship, or just saying it anyhow was going to easily free her from the relationship. This was a guy she was dating, and she agreed to marry this guy. From her own side, or on her own angle, she figured out that the relationship wasn't going to work out for her because said the guy had a lot of issues. I don't really know, but that was what she said, But after telling the guy that she wasn't interested in in the relationship again, the guy got angry. The guy just said yes and left. The next thing she had was an attack from the guy. The guy shot her, and there was a straight bullet going through her spinal cord. I don't know whether she finally survived that situation because her situation as of that point, that moment we saw her on Facebook was very terrible. It was bad. I've seen people who break off from relationship, and at the end of the day, they start getting some responses that are very negative from the other person they left. Yeah, so it's very, very important that you pay close attention to this teaching. It's not just about telling someone I'm done with you. No matter how long you've spent with the person, whether months or years, when you are attached to somebody, you have to understand that it's more like you are part of the person's life. You are part of the person's emotions. Some people go to the extent of building their dreams around you, like building their world around you. All they can see is a future with you. They can just see a future with you. Without you, they are not really there. Like, depending on how the relationship may be. And this doesn't still cancel the fact that these people are imperfect people. I know that when you wake up and feel like giving up on someone, you are actually saying that because maybe you've seen some faults, some weaknesses you can't put up with, and you feel like maybe giving up is the best. You actually have the right. Yes, you have the right to decide not to continue a relationship or to continue a relationship. That is the way it is. But the way you go about it is what matters so much. You can't just be selfish about it. Some people are selfish about it. Once you just feel like I don't want this person again, or this person is constituting nuisance in my life, or maybe this person is hurting me, or this person is not perfect for me, or maybe I can't please this person. Being selfish about the way you declare it or the way you say it, it's really going to cause a lot of damages. Some people who can't retaliate because we have situation where the person might go back and decide to retaliate on you by hurting you or doing something crazy or spoiling your future relationship, or deciding that they cannot live to see you hook up with someone else. And there are some cases also that if you're selfish about it and you declare it in a way that is not good, you find out that it could even kill the person. There are some people that can't just survive the hurt of you leaving them. So that's why it's very, very important that you be careful to the details on how you go about detaching yourself. Like, I use this word detaching because you are already attached to this person's life, his feelings or her feelings, the person's emotions, and the person's life. Like, the person already has memory, a lot of memories of you that can't just be deleted anyhow. And the person could equally have already placed you in their future where they already see you doing this or that. For example, when I was courting my husband, there was one day I was like, oh, this relationship, is it really going to work? Like, is this all about our relationship? I can't just recall exactly what we are talking about, but I used to was like that. And he said to me, he said, "You are yet to be my queen. You are yet to carry my children. You are yet to do this and that for me." Wow. And he just opened me up to his future and where he has placed me in his future. And when he said that, I found out that this guy is not just with me now, that he's already with me in the future and he's ready to do everything possible, anything possible to carry me along with him in the future. I think it's helped my conviction even more to believe more in him. You can now imagine if I just want to let go of him at that moment. I don't think it's going to be easy for him to manage such situation. Yeah. So back to what we are talking about. How do you detach, successfully without really hurting the person so much? Because sometimes the person will definitely be hurt, but the level of hurt is important, or without causing some damages for yourself, because as you're leaving the person, being rest assured that this person won't come back attacking you, or this person won't resent you. I think that's a better word for it. So let's go into it. How do I go about it? Where do I begin? Now, the first step to take when you want to detach emotionally from someone you have made a promise to, or maybe someone you've promised to marry, or someone you've been part of their life for so long, is to first of all pray about it. Prayer is key, prayer is very important. The reason why you have to pray is that you are about to visit someone, you are about to go see someone that you don't know the right time. You need to go meet them. Like, there's always a right time to meet people or talk to people about something. They will hear you, they will respond to you, and also understand you better. For it, I think when I was still with my dad. My dad is still alive. Yes, I mean, when I wasn't married. I was still in my father's house. I know many times there are some times that I want to go to him. I just need something from him. There are sometimes I would go, I would just not get what I want from him, because maybe he's not in a good mood, or maybe that's not just the right time to meet him. And there are times too when I go, I just have that favor with him. So it's all about having a favor with someone, because when you meet people, when they are ready to hear you, when their heart is ready to understand you, and when your voice will make some sense to them, I think you will actually get the best results of whatever your request is. I think that was exactly what happened in the book of Esther, when Esther had to pray before meeting the king. Yeah, she took the risk, but the fact remains that the time she went was actually the proper time, when the king's heart was in order to receive from her. So you must understand that because you are in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that you could just access the person anyhow, anytime, or because you don't want again, you just need to blow it to him. You just need to tell him or tell her that you don't want again, or you're moving on with your life and all that. You have to just take it easy. We are dealing with people who are valuable. We are dealing with people who have feelings, who could probably, get hurt by the way you said it, just the way you said it. Not that you said it, but the way you said it. So it's so important that you treat people with love, treat people with kindness. It's so, so important. At least if they want to remember anything, how you went about it would matter to them so much. Yes. So you pray to God, ask the Holy Spirit to lead you. You walk by the leading of the Holy Spirit. It takes God nothing to prepare someone's heart to receive a word from you. It takes him nothing. So pray for the person and pray that this person will have an understanding of what I'm about to say and why I want to say it. Like I said, some people could just want to break a relationship because they are in fact for their selfish reasons, or maybe they've gotten all they feel they want from this person, so they want to walk away. So that one is not it at all. Now, if you want to know when or not to break a relationship, or when to, or the things you could see and now say that this relationship is wrong for me. I made a video. I have a previous video on that. I talked about how to detach yourself emotionally from a wrong relationship. So, in order to determine what wrong relationship is, it could be different from your own definition. So, it's very good you go see that video I think I made a lot of I gave a lot of explanation on how to, know a relationship that is wrong, and also how to differentiate it from a relationship that is just going through crisis. Because a relationship going through crisis doesn't mean that that relationship is wrong. So go see my video on how to emotionally detach yourself from a wrong relationship. So, like I was saying, praying is so important. Prayer prepares you and also prepares the atmosphere. It's just like when you want to go for an evangelism, as a Christian, you want to preach the gospel to people. You can't just get up from your house and start going to people just like that. You need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare the atmosphere. You need the Holy Ghost to help you. And that's when you go, you preach to the person, you get results. It's not just about going to preach the gospel to someone, but the results is what matters. Being able to win the soul, being able to convince the person that Jesus is Lord is what matters. So that is exactly the same way it is. So when you pray, you tell the Holy Ghost to help you with timing, the right time to talk to this person. You might even end up finding out that the person would even come to you first before you go to them, because God has prepared their hearts, or maybe something has happened, or maybe instead of you going to their house, you now see them coming to your house, and everything will just fall in line, everything will just fall in place. Now, the second thing to do after you must have prayed is to consider your usage of words. There are some people that don't know the right kind of word to use in such times. Like, this is a sensitive conversation. Like, it's very sensitive. So the usage of words is very important. So for you to actually understand the best kind of word to use, I think you should consult someone who knows better than you. Maybe probably someone who is already in a relationship, a counselor or your pastor, someone who you know that this person can guide me into how to go about this. It's so important you do that, because the words you say are very, very, very important. Now, how you say it is important, and what you say is important. You can as well read some books too on how to go about it, if there is such book available for you. So it's very important you get to do these things before you. So it's not like there's going to be a preparation before you go about breaking a relationship. That it came to your head, or you just discovered that this relationship isn't going to work into marriage, or it's not going to work, it's not going to continue, doesn't mean that you just jump up and just get to the person and just declare to the person. No, you have to prepare your heart, you have to prepare your spirit, you have to prepare your mind. Yes, there are some kinds of words to use. Now, when the reason of breaking up will now determine the kinds of words you use, because I can't tell you this is what to say and this is what not to say right now, because I can't really tell the circumstances surrounding your reason of wanting to let go of that relationship. So, but if you come to me personally to counsel you on that journey, or on that situation, or you just want me to counsel you, then at that point I'll be able to figure out what the problem is and why you really want to give up on the relationship. Another approach you should consider also when you want to disclose this breakup thing is the environment. It's so important. You can't just call someone out at night and expect the person to go home with their right mindset, drive home safely after you must have giving them such information. I think a home environment should be better, because this person is not outside. The person can be able to bear it and calm down. There are some people that when you break such news to them, they can't drive home safely. Like, their mind will be going zigzag, and it will be very dangerous for them to drive if they have a car, or maybe a vehicle they travel with, or they ride. So consider those things as well, so you wouldn't kill someone just because you want to break up a relationship. I think a home environment is so important. And again, is depending on the kind of person you are dealing with, you have to understand that some of these things you can't just say it when someone is not with you. You might consider going with someone, who could just hang around. Let him know or let her know that you are with a friend. Although the person might not sit together with you guys while you talk, but the person can just hang around. I think depending on the kind of person you are relating with, because one thing is certain here, you can't really tell what the person is will do. Like, you can't really tell what the person is likely to do if you just say to him or her, I am no longer interested. Some people can be violent. That's just the truth. That's the truth. So if you notice that this person has anger issues, anger problems, and all stuffs like that, like the person could threaten you and all that, you should just consider going with someone who would be around you, or be just hang around, and at least him or her having the knowledge of the fact that someone is hanging around, it will bring a little control or a sense of control. When you are done declaring to whoever it is that you are no longer interested in the relationship, it is very important for you to also know that the relationship you built for over 6 months or maybe 1 or 2 years won't just die in one day. The emotions and the feelings won't just die in one day. Some people are trapped in a relationship that they don't want again just because they left the relationship, and it's like a magnet. Emotions is like a magnet. You just feel like, I need to see this person, I need to see it. If you don't see the person, you feel like you're going to die. So you wouldn't, if you can't control those feelings, you will see yourself running back into the relationship again, just like you never planned. So it's very good for you to kill the communication. It's so important that you stay far away from communicating to the person often like you used to do before, or just stay far away. Create a distance. It's so important that you create a distance. It's going to help you to recover. It will also help the person to also recover. If you keep seeing the person, keep showing your face, keep picking a call, keep calling, it's either you're killing yourself or you're killing the other person. If you can actually handle it, keeping the that close range with the person, I don't know if the other person would handle it, could be able to handle it very well. So you have to consider taking yourself far away from this person. Like I don't mean you should run away from the city or run away from church. If you're now, what I'm trying to say is that you just have to limit the way you call the person, limit your activities around the person, and that's the best way to let it die. It won't be long, just a matter of months. You start having that result, and when the emotions are finally gone and a lot of memories are finally gone, you find out that when you see the person, it won't be like it used to be before. So these steps, I think, is going to help you so much in successfully detaching yourself without hurting the other person. If you put it to practice, I guess you're going to come back with a testimony. Thank you for watching my videos. Please, if this content blesses you or you like it, just share it with someone and also leave a comment for me. Thank you so much. I'm Mr. Christian Mbono. Thank you for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video if you like the content. And don't forget to drop a comment. I love your comments if you drop one for me. Thank you. God